Come check this out. We all got bands and speakers. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. This is where all the magic happens, right here. If you ever wanted to get backstage at Choir the Fire, well, here's your chance. I'm Kenny Ortiz.
And I'm Danielle Trematozzi.
We're the event managers for Choir the Fire.
And if you're watching this video, it means that you've committed to serve this weekend at Choir the Fire.
And thank you for making that commitment to serve. You have just joined a family. Not just a task force, but a family, so welcome.
In addition to that, you will be a part of a great movement the Lord is using to reach this young generation.
Hey, this is Kim Tell with the Choir of the Fire, and we are so excited that you have decided to join us and volunteer. But I wanted to just take a moment and just share with you that the impact that you make is eternal. And there's young people that are waiting to be ministered to. And while you're across that resource table or taking somebody to their seat, you might be that interaction with that person that shares the life and the love and the power and the presence of God. And as God works through you, I also believe that God is going to work in you as well. And so as you're ministering this weekend alongside of us, prepare your heart for God to minister to you. You're joining a kingdom movement, an opportunity to link arms with other ministers and other volunteers and other leaders to help reach and rescue a generation.
What can wash away my sin? Nothing but the blood of Jesus.
When you get to the venue, you're going to come through the main doors and make your way to the volunteer check-in table. If you've already registered online, the process is very simple. You're going to show up and check in, you're going to get your name badge, you're going to get a schedule of events for the weekend, and a ministry volunteer vest. If you haven't registered online, that's okay. The process is still very simple. You're going to fill out 2 simple forms. Again, you're going to come and check in, you're going to get your name badge, schedule of events, and a ministry volunteer vest, just like this one. Now come on, we're going to head to the ministry volunteer training. As a ministry volunteer, you'll most likely be serving in one of 2 areas, either as an usher or at one of our resource centers. At the start of the weekend, you'll be given a job, and you'll most likely have that for the rest of the event. However, it is possible that we may ask you to serve in a variety of other areas as needed.
You will be one of the first people that the attendees get to see. A few of the volunteers will be assigned to open the doors to the event. You'll be counting how many people walk in, as well as checking to make sure that they have their attendance badge, which is their wristband. You will be assigned a section of seats to take care of. As the attendees flow into the arena, you'll be the one feeding them. Make sure that they find their section of seats and are well taken care of. One thing to have your eye on is what we call compression. If your section of seats is sold out, then it's your job to fill up every seat and find room enough for everyone. Make sure you start at the front of the arena and work your way back section by section as people come in.
Over the course of the weekend at an Choir the Fire event, we'll have a variety of breakout sessions. This is basically where we take a particular group of people out of the main auditorium and we move them to a different location, typically a smaller room for a breakout session. That particular room could be on the other side of the building, it could be down the hall, it could be on the second floor, and sometimes it could even be outside. This is where you play a critical role. As a ministry volunteer serving as an usher, you'll help control the flow of foot traffic, helping people get to the breakout session. That way they don't miss out on the great content and information being offered at that particular breakout session.
Hey guys, one of the biggest things that we do here is we take up an offering. It's just like at a church, but just a few more buckets. Let's take a look at how this is done. You will get to your section and you will find several arrows. For every arrow, you will stack 8 buckets on that arrow. You will pass the buckets in the direction that that arrow is placed, 1 per row. Then you will go on the other side and you will collect the buckets and make sure that you do not leave your section until all of the buckets in your section are collected.
This is the concert line. As a ministry volunteer serving as an usher, you'll be stationed at the concert line right here. Your main goal is the safety of our students. Over the course of the weekend at Acquire the Fire, we'll have multiple concerts, and they're awesome, but we want to keep students safe. So when you're stationed here, you want to make sure students don't get too close to the stage. In addition, when you're watching the crowd at the concert line, you want to make sure that they don't engage in any behaviors that are too crazy, like body surfing or moshing, again, for their own safety. And trust me, the youth pastors will be very thankful. Welcome. This is our resource center. Over the course of the weekend at Acquire the Fire event, it's very likely that you'll be working at one of our resource centers. This is where one of our attendees can come, purchase a piece of merchandise, take it home as a reminder for what the Lord did in his or her life while they were attending Acquire the Fire. As you'll see, all of our items, all of our t-shirts are folded very neatly, clean, straight piles. All the merchandise is tagged, well organized, and very accessible for the attendee.
As you serve at one of our resource centers, each volunteer will receive a money belt from their table captain. Once you receive this belt, we ask that you do not leave or walk away. After you're done selling, you will always return your belt back to your table captain.
The process of handling a transaction at one of our resource centers is very simple. Once the customer has identified what he would like to purchase, you grab the item. Every item has a tag. It's very, very important. Before you make this exchange, you pull the tag from the shirt, and you will save the tag in your money belt. Again, very, very important. Here you go, sir.
Thank you.
All right. You make the exchange, and of course, if the customer needs change, you give him change. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the event.
After every selling session, the customer has gone through our merchandise and has made a mess. So what we do is called recovery and replenish. Shirts you'll refold and put into tall stacks by size. Accessories you'll rearrange to bring the store back to its original look.
I'd like to encourage you to always refer to your schedule, like this one here. This will help you always know exactly where you need to be over the course of the weekend. The schedule is very important, but more importantly, we want to always remind you to stay in an attitude of prayer because we want to minister to people. We're always looking for the opportunity to serve, and you never know just when God might want to use you.
We'll probably do a really good job at keeping you busy, but there will be some moments of downtime for you to get inside the arena and see what God is doing in there. So make sure you take these opportunities. You're going to want to check it out, and we'll do our part on our end to get you in there as well. After a full day on Saturday, we are not done yet. We have a lot of preparation to do before the event ends. This is the part of the process where we start packing everything up and getting ready to head to the next city. We're going to start by tearing down all the display and the display items on the table. Then you'll be counting all the shirts in piles of 10 and lining them up on the tables. You're going to do a complete count of all the merchandise, CDs, bracelets, anything, and load it into the caddy below. Once everything is in the caddies, you're going to double count everything to make sure you're giving your team captain the right inventory number. This allows us to pack up and tear down as fast as possible.
Thank you so much for committing to be a ministry volunteer with Acquire the Fire. And as you spend time with us, you realize that we are fiercely committed to customer service and a great experience for all of our attendees. But we couldn't do that without you. We know that great customer service is not an accident. We have to choose to give great customer experience. We have to choose to be aggressively friendly. And there are 3 ways we do this. Number 1, with our body language. Every single time we interact with an attendee, we want to look them right in the eye. We want to give them a real big smile and a great assertive handshake. The second way we do this is with our lingo and our vernacular. Regardless of any age, we want to always address the attendees as sir or ma'am. Another thing like this, if someone were to ask me a question and I didn't know the answer to it, I would never say, I don't know. A more appropriate response would be something like this. That's a great question. I'm unsure as to the answer. Let me go find out and I'll get right back to you. The last thing is, anytime someone says thank you to you, in lieu of you're welcome, we'd prefer you to say, it's my pleasure. The third thing we do is our attitude.
We believe it's very, very important to have the right attitude at all times by looking for the opportunity to serve, looking for the opportunity to be aggressively friendly, and more importantly than all else, we are looking for opportunities to minister. You may say, well, I'm not a minister or a pastor. You don't have to be. That's what we're here for, to minister to people.
Hey, wowee, you made it to the end of the video, and we are thrilled that you spent this time with us, the investment of time to kind of get a sneak peek of the event and what it's like to be a volunteer. Now, rest assured, we're gonna take some time to make sure that when we do training at the event, you're gonna learn a little bit more tangible, some of the different details. So don't get flustered or caught in the details. The priority is ministry. And we are going to link arms together to minister in a mighty, powerful way. So get ready for God to use you this weekend. It's going to be a great weekend, and we are thrilled that you are partnering with us.
Now, I know this may sound like a lot, but we're going to be with you every step of the way.
We have a team that does this in cities every weekend all across North America, and they'll be there to answer your questions. We look forward to serving alongside of you.